So today it's going to be about BBC. Bale, Benzema, Cristiano, the FM23 tactics is going to be a ton of fun. You guys requested it highly. I want to quickly say as well, in terms of the style of the videos, I'm going to be testing, cropping out the results and the data hub, etc. because I've looked over at the analytics page and gone over the engagement, and to be honest, you guys don't seem to be enjoying seeing that part of the video, so I'm going to test it without it, so you guys literally come for the tactic, which is, to be honest, what you're here for. Of course, we also are going to post all of the results because you guys need to see how this tactic does perform. You can follow that in the Discord, also on my Twitter page, so definitely join them. The link is going to be in the description. In football, when people talk about BBC, they usually mean a famous trio of attackers who played for Real Madrid from 2013 to 2018. I think we all remember that trio. This trio was made up of three outstanding footballers: Gareth Bale, Karim Benzema, and of course, Cristiano Ronaldo. Gareth Bale is a winger and forward from Wales who is known for his incredible speed, dribbling skills and powerful left foot. He made a big move from Tottenham Hotspur to Real Madrid in September 2013, which at the time was a record-breaking transfer fee. Bale played a vital role in Real Madrid's success during his time there, helping them win many national and international titles, including the UEFA Champions League, and I think we all remember that off-the-pitch run. What a goal that was. Next up is going to be Karim Benzema, a French striker who's famous for his precise goal-scoring ability, technical skills, and ability to work well with Cristiano Ronaldo, really them two being the main duo. He had been part of Real Madrid since 2009 and formed a strong partnership with Ronaldo during the period known as the BBC era. Benzema played a key role by creating goal-scoring opportunities and finding the back of the net himself. And we'll save the best till last. Cristiano Ronaldo, a forward from Portugal, we all know who he is considered one of the greatest footballers ever, in my opinion, the top two. He is known for his incredible athleticism, goal-scoring ability and versatility, which have earned him numerous individual awards, including multiple Ballon d'Or titles. Ronaldo was the main focus of Real Madrid's attacking strategy during his time at the club and played a crucial role in their success. He scored many goals and helped Real Madrid secure several Champions League titles. Together, these three players were a dominant force in European football and played a significant part in Real Madrid's success during their time as a trio. They contributed to the club winning many national and international titles, with a particular highlight being their three consecutive UEFA League Champions League titles from 2016 to 2018. The BBC trio was widely recognised as one of the most powerful attacking trios in football history. However, all good things come to an end. Cristiano Ronaldo left Real Madrid to join Juventus in 2018, marking the end of the BBC era. So, this is going to be the BBC 433 in FM23. Does that all rhyme? I think it does. Well, the sweeper keeper is going to be on support. Don't know why I got obsessed with rhyming there. The wingback on the right-hand side is going to be on automatic. We have a ball-playing defender on the right-hand side, simply on defend. Nice and simple so far, and that simplicity carries through the entire back four, as the ball-playing defender also remains on defend, and the wing-back remains on automatic. Now, obviously, at this time, I am sort of styling this off a Zidane 4-3-3. That was, you know, the most memorable manager, in my opinion, managing those players. And this is a very solid 4-3-3, guys. It really is. Now, I know there's a lot of 4-3-3s about. This is going to play like a little bit of them, but there are some key changes in the team instructions, which makes this a little bit more special than the rest. So definitely give it a whirl, because your team should be able to cope playing this way, because, you know, you should have players that can facilitate a 4-3-3. Going over to the midfield, where you're going to have a deep-lying playmaker on support, on tackle harder, a box-to-box on support, on take more risks. That is to do with his passing, obviously. Get further forwards, and also move into channels. Alongside of this, we're going to finish it off with a central midfield player on support, on pass it shorter, take fewer risks, and dribble less. And playing this way with the midfielders and the fullbacks, we were never out of options, as you can see there. Recycling from the edge of the box, playing out wide into Alaba, who gets a little bit of a deflected cross, but nevertheless a great finish from Ronaldo. And now on the left-hand side, we're going to have an inverted winger on attack, on shoot more often and stay wider. Now, I know Ronaldo is probably just going to be your default winger, but on the game, I want him cutting in. I want him having shots, and that is exactly what Ronaldo does best. So for me, it had to be on this role here to get the full replication of Ronaldo cutting inside and having a crack at goal, because if you don't do that, you're missing a key part of Ronaldo's game. On the right-hand side, it is going to be the winger on attack, on roam from position. This is going to be your Gareth Bale role, and to finish it off, it is going to be Karim Benzema, the deep flying forward, on attack, on dribble more, and also roam from position. And some interesting facts about this front three, actually, because I didn't know the exact stats. The key example is playing out from the back here. You can see from Rudiger to Modric to Kroos, into Tuchel, all the way through into Bale, over the top into Benzema. How easy was that? As a front three, that being obviously Ronaldo, Bale, and also Benzema, they played 658 games together. They won 427 of those, drew 138, and only lost 93. That is quite a good set of stats. They scored 442 goals. And assists, that means between each one of them, that is going to be 243. And as a trio, they actually won 12 trophies, which is more than MSN, but of course, they did play more games. But let me know in the comments, MSN, BBC, who was better? So now, of course, over to the team instructions. I'm going to show you this part of the screen as well, because I always forget to show you. It actually is built off a custom clean slate on a positive mentality session. We're going to talk it through here because there are going to be some real key factors of actually getting the most out of this 4-3-3. Obviously inspired from Zidane himself. We are going to be looking to pass the ball into space. We saw a great example of it there from Bale and Benzema, who got through and obviously created quite a fair few chances and scored quite a fair few goals as well. We're going to be opting to focus to play down the left and also down the right while playing out from the back. Now, the reason why we're going to focus down the left and also the right is because we have some of the best wingers in the world at the time. Obviously, at the moment on FM, they're not probably the best as considering what they were a few years ago, but nevertheless, at the time of this tactic and these players, they are the best you can get. So really prioritising to play down these sides is a key element of this tactic. Now, if you're going to download this tactic and play with it, make sure you've got wingers up to a very good standard. If you haven't, simply just untick it and play out from the back so you're not as reliant on creating chances and playing through those wide areas. The passing directness is going to be set to shorter alongside of a standard tempo. In terms of these two, we're actually going to opt for 2. So we're going to be more expressive and also we're going to run at defense. And this is a deadly combination because we're going to be hitting on the counter-attack anyway. We're going to be more expressive and essentially we're going to have so many players running forward, flying forward. It's going to be pretty much impossible for any team to defend the attacking quality we have. In transition, it's going to be probably what you could expect. Obviously, it's never going to be a counter-pressing team. It's going to be a regroup when it comes to when possession has been lost. When possession has been won, however, we are going to hit directly on that counter-attack, and you can see here some of the players that are going to get involved. You're going to have both fullbacks flying forward. You're going to have Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema, couple of the midfielders. It's going to be an absolute nightmare for any team to try and defend against. It really is. And in terms of the distribution type, we're not going to select anything here. We're simply going to click take short, goal kicks. Now, out of possession then, last but definitely not least, we're going to be rocking a standard defensive line and also a high pressing line of engagement. In terms of the trigger press, we're going to rev it up by 1. We're going to have more often on that. And we are also going to partner it alongside of a get stuck in when it comes to the tackling. Now, arguably, Zidane obviously did use a high defensive line. For me, to make it a bit more of a balanced tactic in FM, I've not opted for that right away. But we are going to be using that in the attack and variant. So don't you worry, we are going to see what it can do. But this is going to give you a very solid but high scoring 4-3-3. Of course, as always, we have got an attacking and also a defensive variant to cover, which we're now going to do. But firstly, I want to quickly thank all of the wonderful names coming down the screen right now. These are going to be new or existing Patreon members. Patreon is a great way to support me as a creator, helps me carry on these style of videos and also improve them as we progress through this YouTube journey. And also you get some fantastic perks yourselves, including access to all 3 of these wonderful tactics in one simple and quick download. You get early video and also tactic release. You get priority in your tactic and also rebuild requests. You get an exclusive Discord rank, which is going to include a lot of cool perks next year, as we are going to be playing some drafts, some other games, really get involved with each other. And also, you're going to get entered to the exclusive giveaway, so definitely check it out. Link is going to be in the description. So this is going to be the BBC 4-3-3 attacker. Now, obviously, it's going to remain as a 4-3-3. We're trying to be as realistic as possible. The other change that is going to come in is going to be a few of the player roles and also the team instructions. So the sweeper keeper is going to remain on exactly the same. The wing back is going to be on automatic on get further forwards and also stay wider. The ball playing defender on the right and on the left are going to remain exactly the same. The wing back on the left is going to be on automatic still, but get further forwards and also stay wider. So the real difference here is that both wing backs are now going to look to really attack the opposition and cause issues for them. Previously in the other variant they weren't too involved, although they performed quite well and did get a high amount of assists. This way they are really going to be attacking. In the midfield, a deep lying playmaker on support, simply on tackle harder. A box-to-box is going to be on support on take more risks, get further forwards, and also move into channels. And the big change in midfield, the one really big change, the Metzala on attack, who is now on pass it shorter, dribble less, and also run wide with the ball. In terms of the front three, I'm going to opt for that inverted winger on attack, which is going to remain the same, on shoot more often, and also stay wider. On the right-hand side, I'm going to be looking for an inverted winger on attack, on take more risks, roam from position, and also stay wider. And that deep line forward is going to come in on attack, also on dribble more, and roam from position. And playing like this, we scored a lot of goals. This is a really good example of how we actually dominated the big teams and scored quite a few goals against them. It's going to be Vinny getting some game time this game. Obviously, Ronaldo would have been injured, as Benzema does get quite an easy tap-in inside of 18 minutes there. But the great thing about this system is, guys, it doesn't just perform against the small teams. It also does really well against the big ones, as Gareth Bale just toys two Barcelona defenders there. That is a fantastic assist. The fact he's even been able to cut back there, and Benzema just obviously does what he does best. And we absolutely battered them. One last goal to come in here through Toni Kroos into Rodrigo. Roberto, don't know what he's doing there. It's a bit of a deflected goal, bit of a lucky one. Benzema nearly missed that, but still a very dominant game. Team instructions are going to look a little bit like this, so it is going to remain on a positive mentality. Just to clarify, fairly wide is still going to be the topic of choice. Pass into space. The big change on this one, guys, is simply going to be the overlap left and the overlap right to occupy that focus play down the left and also the right. The fullbacks are getting a lot more involved in this attack and variant. In terms of everything else, it is going to remain exactly the same because these instructions here are already quite attacking, so we can't really make it any more attacking. Transition, again, it's going to look very, very similar. We're going to have the same when it comes to when possession has been lost, the same for when possession has been won. The big difference is going to be the distribute is now going to be on quickly, because when you're chasing the game, you're trying to get back into a game, you need to move quickly, so that has to be selected. And in terms of out of possession, of course, we're now going to test out with this high defensive line, the high press line of engagement, more often, bit of prevention on the goalkeeper distribution, and also get stuck in. Of course, playing that high defensive line is going to always leave you more vulnerable at the back, but I can comfortably say we never conceded more than a goal a game, and we were scoring on average that extra goal a game playing like this. So you sort of sacrifice potentially a goal to score a goal, which obviously is how attacking football works. Over to the defensive variant, there are going to be some changes coming in, mainly in terms of that midfield area. As you can see, the back four actually is all going to be defaulted to the default instruction, so I'm not even going to waste any of your time there. The sweeper keeper remains exactly the same on all three variants. The big change and the real change I want to discuss is the addition of this DM on defend, on take fewer risks, tackle harder, and also mark tighter. The great thing about this player compared to the deep lying playmaker defensively is he is a lot more solid, he's a lot less risk taken in his passing, and essentially he's there to recycle the ball and just play very simple passes as well as protect the entire back four. So the ideal role to have if you're trying to defend a game out. We then have a central midfield player on support, on pass it shorter, take fewer risks, and dribble less. We've gone with a very risk-free midfield, a midfield that looks to simply pass the ball from side to side, somewhat like that, maintain possession, and essentially just not overcommit going forwards. Hence why we've added that roaming playmaker on support, on pass it shorter. Going forwards, a couple of changes again. The inverted winger on the left is going to remain the same because I want Ronaldo to still be Ronaldo at the end of the day. I don't expect him to almost come back and defend. Gareth Bale, however, does drop to a supportive duty on roam and also stay wider. And Benzema, the only change is going to be is now on a default supportive deep lying playmaker role. Not deep lying playmaker role, deep lying forward role. In terms of the team instructions, now we're going to drop to a balanced mentality. We're going to have the standard width, pass into space. We're still going to focus to play down the left and the right because that's how I want to operate in this system. Still playing out from the back. The only real couple of big changes are nothing is now selected on dribbling or creative freedom, and we have maxed out the time wasting set to frequently, because if there's one thing I know about Real Madrid, they're not afraid to play a little bit dirty. Transition, as you can imagine, the real big change is now going to be when the goalkeeper has got the ball, we're going to slow that pace down. If we're going to be time wasting, we may as well time waste with the goalkeeper as well. A very good thing to be doing in defensive game situations. Out of possession, of course, we are now not going to be rocking that high defensive line because we're trying to be more defensive. The lower line's a bit too much, in my opinion, in terms of, for this Real Madrid team, we've got some world-class defenders. We don't need to play that negative, to be honest with you. So the standard defensive line is going to be coming out alongside of that high pressing line of engagement. More often on the trigger press, and also get stuck in is going to remain because we want a little bit of fight in this team. That is going to give you guys 3 fantastic variants of the BBC 4-3-3. A very, very, very good 4-3-3. At the end of the day, you don't need to have Ronaldo, Bale and Benzema. If you've got a front three which you think, I want this to be a trio, they can do it. We've had several over the years. A perfect example is a Liverpool one. And if this video does get 71 likes, that's quite a big ask. If I get 71 likes, I will make that video of Salah, Firmino and Mane, because although I'm a United fan, you can't deny it was something special. But if you guys have enjoyed today's video, please do leave a like, drop a little comment below on what you want to see next. Be sure to subscribe, and also, I've now released a second channel where we are going to be releasing console and mobile tactics, so definitely check it out. Link is going to be in the description, and I'm going to put a little thing at the top of the screen to remind you. But enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.